This is a channel where 5 football fans see if it's actually possible to predict the outcome of every game of the Premier League season. Welcome to Predict the Score. Right, this video is another episode of PTS. This week we'll be giving our Matchday 12 predictions and a look back at how we did with Matchday 11. Now, for those of you who haven't seen the video, we each get 2 games a week to predict, randomly chosen. We get 3 points for every correct score that we predict, and we get a point for every correct result that we predict. It all goes into a table, and at the end of the year, the winner gets a trophy, and the loser this year, not only they get the wooden spoon trophy, they have to present the last video of the year in their rival team's shirt. Oof. Nobody wants that. No. Nobody wants that. I'm at it at the moment. So the pressure's on this year. The pressure's on not to be last, basically. Right. Before we get on to our predictions, we'll have the answer to last week's Stato question, which was, who was the last team to score 4 goals against Man City and win? Okay. I don't think anybody got. I think somebody did get it in the comments. Did they? Phil, would you like to tell everybody who it was?
It was Leicester.
It was Leicester in September 2020. They went to the Etihad and won 5-2. Yes, so they scored 4 and won. And they did it in 2016 as well. They did it in 2016 and they were 4-2 up. They were 4-0 up until the 82nd minute in that game. And they won 4-2 at the King Power. Brilliant from Leicester, brilliant. Right, this week's Stato question is this. No English manager has ever won the Premier League. So who was the last English manager to win the top flight in English football? I think some of us already know it, but give us your answer in the comments. It's a bit of a tricky one because it's nothing to do really with the Premier League. So, yeah, if you know your football, you will know it. And the team who it was with, yeah? Right, let's have a look at Matchday 12 coming up. That's Saturday, Sunday and Monday night games this week. Phil,
yes.
This week you've got Fulham Wolves. Both teams on 3-match unbeaten runs. Wolves scored 2 in each of those games. Yes. Fulham have scored 2 in 2, so there's goals. Fulham 1 win in 4 Premier season against Wolves. So what are you going for in this one?
It seems so far long ago, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The last place. So I mean, Wolves needed that win, didn't they?
They did.
But I still think, and Fulham, I think they did get me 3 points.
Do you think the international break sometimes can hinder people, but also, because they won and they want to play a game again straight away?
I don't think
they lose the impetus, don't they? Yeah.
I think Fulham are very good at home, though.
Yes.
And they are. And they're a good side and they play some good football. So I'm going to go for Fulham 2, Wolves 1.
I think you might be right there. I think you might be right.
Same team win.
Right, your second game, Bournemouth versus Brighton. Bournemouth were on a bit of a run, beating Arsenal and City. Drawing with Villa. Lost at Brentford though. Brighton also beat City last time too. So there's some good teams here in form.
This is a tough one. Because to be fair, they are both good teams.
They're both doing well.
Very good football. I think it's going to be closer than you think.
South Coast derby.
I'm just going to take a punt with this one. I'm going to go for Bournemouth 2, Brighton 3.
Oh, I thought you were going to go for a Desmond.
No.
I thought you were going for a Desmond. Right, Stato, big man. Unfortunately, couldn't be with us today. He's got Villa Palace and Arsenal versus Forest.
He's got hard teams.
Oh, he's got the 2 teams. I've got him here. I have got him here. I promise you I have. Yeah. I've got my gloves on because it's so bloody cold. Right, okay. Villa versus Palace. Oof. Right, 1 win in 6 Premier League games for Villa. Down to 9th now after a promising start to the season. It looks like they were going to keep that top 4 dream alive at one point. A rested Villa team after the international break. We did say some international breaks work for teams. He said a rested team will be too strong for Palace, who only have 1 win all season so far, that 1-0 win at Tottenham. He's gone Aston Villa 3, Crystal Palace 1.
I think he's right there.
I think it's fairly good on that one. Right, Arsenal versus Forest, your team, Dave. Right, this is a game in the past, you would have said Arsenal win this all day, wouldn't you? But this is a resurgent, very confident Forest. Their last 3 meetings between the two have been divided by 1 goal only. Arsenal have won 2 games out of that 3, and Forest have won once. Big man says, right, a fit Martin Odegaard in your team, though, will help you control the match, and he says, I think that will happen this week. He's been sorely missed
Oh,
since
yeah.
he got injured
Oh,
in
yeah.
August.
Yeah.
He's going Arsenal 3, Forest 0. Oh, Dave.
Oh, we've never won at the
Oh, Dave.
Emirates in the Premier League, so
Yeah. That's a good
That's
game.
a kick-away donut.
Right then, Mr. Lover.
Yep.
You have got Newcastle versus West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
So from 3 Premier League losses, Newcastle have lost 2 of those away to London teams. The third was to Brighton, so they don't tend to travel well south of the Midlands, and only 1 away win for West Ham so far.
Mm-hmm.
That's the relegation strugglers Palace.
Yeah.
So what are you going to go for with this one?
I think Newcastle will be too good for them at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Newcastle 2,
Yep.
West Ham 0.
Ooh, West Ham not to score.
Well,
right?
scoring goals, are they?
No, they're
Yeah,
not, no,
so,
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Your second game, you've got Southampton versus Liverpool. 1 win so far for Southampton
Yep.
at home to a Merseyside team.
Mhm.
Somehow I don't see them doing it to the other Merseyside
No, I
team.
don't know.
So what are you going to go for on this
I'm
one?
going to go Southampton 0,
Yeah.
Liverpool 3.
Ooh, and it's your week. It's your week for the bonus game.
I have, yes.
So who are you going for on the bonus team?
I'm going to go Leicester v Chelsea.
Ooh, nice one.
So I'm going to go Leicester 1,
Yeah.
Chelsea 3.
Ooh, ouch, Phil.
Thanks, Carl.
It's going to hurt. That's got to hurt. Right, okay, Dave. You've got a taste.
Kino!
Do you know? Right, you've got Man City Tottenham, which you've got to say, game of the week. Right, City on the back of 2 South Coast away game losses. Tottenham beat them in the League Cup last month, and just a 1 away win for Tottenham this season. So that was in Manchester. And nobody's reminded me of that, funny enough. So what are you going to go for, Dave?
well, I've got my statement, Ross.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay, stat-wise, in their history, is very even. Very even. It's really close how much they've won against each other and draws, you know.
she's been close.
Yeah, last 5 meetings, both teams have won 2 and a draw, so this is getting harder to
Okay,
choose
yeah.
every time. They don't draw very often, so I've got to pick a winner. And Spurs have only won once away this season, so I'm going to go Man City 2, Spurs 1. Safe.
Tight.
Yeah,
tight
safe.
game.
Yeah, I
tight
suppose
game.
you would, yeah.
Right then, your second game, you've got Leicester versus Chelsea. Cheese and onions versus Chelsea. 2 wins in 11 for Leicester, and Leicester have only lost 2 in 11. And those were at City and Liverpool. So you've got to say Chelsea are in form.
Yeah, let's say. Well, I start that off with Chelsea, a great way form in 10 points so far
Yeah,
this season.
yeah.
Leicester have only won once at home this season, so it's not looking good.
No.
Go on, you cheese and onions.
In the last 6 meetings in the Premier League, Chelsea have won 5 and there's been 1 draw. So to pick Leicester,
Right, yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
It's
But Leicester have scored in every game apart from 1 in them ones.
yeah.
So I was going to go for a score and someone's chose that one, so I'm changing my score now.
Oh, tactical move.
Yeah,
Tactical move for the
So I'm
points.
going to go Leicester 2,
Oh.
Chelsea 4.
Oh, I like the sound of that.
Oh.
I do like the sound of that. Right, I'm going to go. I've got my team, my games this week. I've got Ipswich versus Man United. Right, I like this one. This is only because I'm a Man United fan. The last time Ipswich scored against Man United was in the year 2000, when they drew 1-1. So to put that into context, Man United's equaliser was scored. The last time they had an equaliser was scored by David Beckham. That just puts into context. That's the last time that Ipswich scored against us. Tractor Boys got their first win of the season at Tottenham, but with Amorim coming in at Man United, I'm confident it will stay at that 1 goal in 24 years. I'm going Ipswich 0, Man United 4.
Okay.
Right, second game, I've got Everton versus Brentford. Right, Everton are on some sort of a run of form, 1 loss in 7. They've only beaten strugglers Ipswich and Palace so far, but Brentford, however, haven't won away from home in the league so far. So this is quite a tricky one.
Yeah.
This is a tricky
Hard
one.
and cool.
I want to say 1-1, but I'm not. I'm going to go for Desmond.
Yay!
Gonna go.
Love a Desmond.
Everton 2, Brentford 2. Love a Desmond. Right, let's have a look at how we did with Week 11's games. So again, 3 points for a correct score and 1 point for a correct result. And all going to the table. Phil?
Yep.
Nothing for Chelsea versus Arsenal, but you did get a correct result for Brentford versus Bournemouth. So that's 1 point to you. Stato, the big man. Nothing for Tottenham versus Ipswich. Or West Ham versus Everton. So biggity bomb, 0 points. And that's a rare one. That's a rare one. Mr. Lover. Nothing for Palace Fulham, but correct result for Liverpool versus your team Villa. So that's 1 point. to you. Dave, nothing for your team, Forest versus Newcastle, or Brighton versus Man City. So that's another biggity bong. 0 points to you as well, Dave. Me, just 2 correct results again for Man United. Leicester, Wolves versus Southampton. 2 points
That's
for
a
me.
low scoring week, really, though.
You're loving it, aren't you, Wayne?
For some of you, it was a low scoring week. For me, it's, you look at the table, it's up on the screen. There I am, top of the table. Still, boys, what's happening? I'm running.
It's only 7 points, that's nothing.
Come on.
Come on,
It's
lad.
nothing. Plenty of games to go. Right, okay. Like I said, at the end of the season, the winner of this league gets the trophy. The loser.
Dave.
No, you hold the trophy.
hold
You're
the
the winner.
Hold the trophy.
So it just shows you how random it
Yeah.
can be. The loser has to present the last video of the season in their rival team shirt. So for Phil, that's going to be a
Forest.
Forest shirt for you because you're a
Leicester.
Leicester fan.
Yep.
Carl, Villa fan, you're going to have to wear a blue shirt.
Oh, love that.
Dave, what shirt are you going to wear?
I'm gonna wear a Derby top.
A Derby top because you're a Forest fan. Me, I'm going to have to wear a Liverpool shirt because I'm a Man United fan. Ross,
Ross.
big man. I spoke
Now-
to him. I spoke to him about this yesterday
This is, yeah, there's plenty.
But he's
isn't
not.
because he's a
Golf.
Coventry City fan, but
Stroke
massive,
Barnsley.
but Barnsley, but massive England fan.
Yeah.
So we think we're going to give him a Scotland shirt to wear,
Yay.
and he won't like
Argentina?
that. I said that. I
There
said
is
that.
loads.
There is loads.
we
I
could
don't
get
think you'll
loads.
get an Argentina
Germany
shirt
one.
in his size.
Any.
Probably not.
We'll be lucky to get a Scotland shirt in his size, but that's it anyway. So that's what we're aiming for this year, right? That's our predictions for this week. Has got anybody else got anything they want to talk about? I did want to mention obviously Frank Lampard's linked with Coventry this
It
week.
looks like it, yeah.
So I wanted to talk about modern era ex-players who go into management. Can we think of ones that have really performed and done well?
I think Arteta's done all right,
Arteta's
Well,
done
yeah.
okay.
you know.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
not
but
a
he's
modern...
modern. He
You're
was
talking,
yeah.
how modern are you talking?
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking.
he is.
I'm
He's
talking
still-
like players that have been playing in the Premier League.
So like Arteta.
Arteta's done all right. Southgate did okay. You know, to be fair, what you got to remember about Southgate, he didn't have all his coaching badges when he got the job.
Yeah, if we go back to Southgate, then Pep Guardiola's got to be in there, isn't he? Because it's the same era.
Yeah.
So
I think maybe what I'm thinking about is players like Lampard who remember playing in the Premier League. Rooney, terrible.
Yeah.
Gerrard,
terrible.
terrible. Who else have we got that didn't really perform?
Who was Bournemouth manager?
Roy Keane tried it.
That's quite
Couldn't do
early.
it.
There's been
A while
plenty
ago.
of
Alan
that,
Shearer tried it.
When they
couldn't do
got
it.
beat 7 or 8-0 and he said something, didn't he? How bad they were. Can't remember his name.
Right.
Oh, I know what you mean, but I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They've all
someone
tried
let
it.
us know in the comments. If you
Yeah,
remember.
let us know in the comments or I'll find out. I'll put it on the
Yeah.
screen anyway. Right, okay, that's it for this week. We will be back next week with the results of this weekend's games and, of course, the answer to Stato's quiz. Right, with the cold weather upon us, get the kids in the garden, get a 4-man snowman wall, practice your free kicks.
Good idea.
Whatever you do, enjoy your football.